Very few things on TV right now are better than watching Bill Hader murder people and then feel slightly bad about it, but not enough to stop, of course. The genius of Barry is that it makes you sympathize with a cold-blooded psychopath, and you can't help but root for him. We've got good news. It's only going to get darker, and in this video, we're talking about exactly that. Let's get started. First up, Barry will be darker than ever. To call this show a dark comedy would be making a massive understatement. We laugh at the screen while our main character murders people in broad daylight, and our favorite person on the show is literally a Chechen gangster who doesn't flinch while committing the most gruesome crimes you can imagine. Even during some of the tensest scenes you'll ever see, the series will find a way to make you laugh harder than anything else on TV. The way the series manages to balance these two aspects is truly extraordinary. But make no mistake, the stakes in this show are always very, very high, and it's not afraid to horrify its viewers at every turn. And if you thought Season 3 was grim, buckle up, because things are about to get much worse for our characters. According to Casey Bloys, the chief content officer at HBO, Hader has never been afraid to take risks, and he'll be looking to take the upcoming season to even darker places. Honestly, we cannot wait. That sounds like an absolutely mouth-watering prospect. Art transcends when it keeps trying to top itself, and we're very glad to see that Barry is going to keep pushing the boundaries of TV. Next, Henry Winkler says the show will never return to its earlier days. If you've watched the show, you may remember that the show used to lean heavier on the comedy side of things. Yeah, Barry was always a murderer, but we still got scenes where we saw him doing regular human stuff like taking an acting class or going on dates. But it appears that those days are gone and they're never coming back. Henry Winkler, who plays Gene Cousineau on the show, recently gave an interview to E! News and gave us a very exciting update. He said that after reading the first 4 scripts of the 4th season, he could safely say that there is no peace, implying that things only get worse from here. And let's face it, that's always how this was going to go. Barry and Fuches have finally gotten arrested, and the once naive Sally now has to deal with the trauma and guilt of taking a human life. The show almost definitely takes inspiration from the extraordinary Breaking Bad, and it's always been very clear that the harder Barry tries to put his criminal life behind, the worse things get for him and everyone in his orbit. He just keeps digging himself into deeper and deeper holes, and sadly, he's just too far gone now. So what happens next? As we said, things are looking very bleak. If we talk about Gene, while his life is pretty much ruined because Barry killed Janice, we still might see him feel guilty for ratting on Barry after the professional killer tried his best to make it up to him. You may remember that Gene didn't actually crack until Janice's father interrogated him on the matter himself. Maybe we'll see him trying to get the titular character off the hook, or he might try to make it up in some other way. Plus, in Season 3, we saw Fuches tell the families and friends of Barry's victims about what happened to them. We could now see all of them coming for our main character, and his past may finally be catching up to him, which, let's face it, is going to be pretty devastating. Yeah, we know, Barry isn't really the most morally upstanding person on the planet, but you can't help but sympathize with him, because at the end of the day, all the poor guy wants is to have a normal life. And sadly, it looks like he'll never get to have that now. But who knows? This show is known for subverting expectations at every point, and maybe we'll see a twist of fate that'll completely change the situation. What if something happens and Barry doesn't even end up going to prison? While that may seem improbable right now, trust us, it's a very real possibility. And what about comedy? Is that part of the show gone for good now? Anthony Carrigan, the actor who plays the beloved Noho Hank, recently consoled fans and said that the funny parts would come back, and he himself will try to find moments for levity. But honestly, he really didn't have to say that. Unless his character dies or something, there's literally no way for him not to be funny. It doesn't matter how bad things get for him, and Hank still manages to be one of the most hilarious people on TV. As we all patiently wait for the 4th season to drop, let's all appreciate Barry and its unique blend of violence, drama, and satire. Thank you, Bill Hader and co. We are super excited to see what you have in store for us. And that's all about how Barry Season 4 will be darker than ever. Now, let's move on to some related news. First up, HBO greenlights the franchise. Folks, have you ever wanted to know how a superhero is made? Well, if yes, HBO heard you. The network ordered a comedy pilot from Veep creator Armando Iannucci, all set to be directed by Academy Award winner Sam Mendes. It's Mendes' first time on TV, but given his track record with 1917, American Beauty, and the Bond movies, we know he's gonna do just fine. The half-hour show will skewer the superhero industrial complex under the same company that has recently gotten lots of backlash for its repeated blunders in the superhero genre. And yes, we're talking about all the Batgirl mess. The franchise will follow a hopeful crew trapped inside the dysfunctional, nonsensical, joyous hellscape of franchise superhero movie making. Now, doesn't that sound absolutely fantastic? Very meta of HBO if you ask us. The question that the show will attempt to answer is whether this genre is Hollywood's new dawn or cinema's last stand. We don't know about you guys, but we're super excited to see this, especially with such a talented team attached. It's definitely going to be a blast. The boys on Amazon Prime should watch out. Next up, House of the Dragon to highlight internalized misogyny. We're literally counting the days till the Game of Thrones prequel comes out, and the more we hear about it, the harder that weight gets. In a recent interview, Millie Alcock, who plays Rhaenyra Targaryen, revealed that the show will explore the level at which women are shut out because of patriarchy, while also going into detail about the internalized misogyny that women constantly face in their lives. She talked about how women are very competitive with each other and said her character's relationship with Alicent Hightower, played by Emily Carey, will be at the forefront of that. Both actors are playing the younger versions of their characters, and Alcock said that growing up, they were inseparable, but the trailer shows us that they're at crossroads with each other. She said that seeing these two so close in the earlier stages of their lives will make the end of their relationship so much more heartbreaking, and we completely get it. The 22-year-old actress said that at 14 years old, your best friend as a girl is the closest you've ever been to any other person and the closest you'll ever be to another person for a while after that. So we know that seeing them go from that to what we saw in the trailer is going to destroy us completely. Yeah, we're ready to get our hearts broken once again. And finally, a new perspective on Diana's story. We're all super excited for the new Princess Diana documentary on HBO Max. It's been 25 years since her heartbreaking death, but the late royal has lived long in the hearts of everybody who loves her, and everybody loves her. Ed Perkins, the creator, will explore Diana's life and legacy through archive video and video footage. It will explore how the princess was mistreated by the monarchy, the media, and the public, despite her fighting it every step of the way. This story is especially relevant right now, considering how everybody's treated Meghan Markle. Perkins talked about how he was aware that Diana's life story had been told countless times, but he was going to explore it from a perspective that hadn't been done before. He said he wouldn't include the moments that everybody has seen countless times over the years. He added that he was looking to explore what her story says about people and their relationship to the monarch and celebrities, and whether the public was complicit in the way Diana was treated. Yes, if you ask us, we can't wait to see how this turns out. That's a wrap for this video. What are your predictions for Barry Season 4? Do you like the direction it's headed in? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.